This is the G2300KU generator from 1909. This model is identical to the G3800KU and the G6000KU, except for the output power. The output power on the G6000KU is 5,000 watts rated with a maximum output of 6,000 watts. On the G3800KU, the rated output is 3,200 watts with a maximum output of 3,800. On this model here, the G2300KU, the maximum output is 2,300 watts with a rated output of 2,000 watts. Now all those three generators are identical except for the output. The operation is exactly the same and the preparation for use is exactly the same. So I'm going to demonstrate that on this 2300KU model now. Each model is supplied with a DC set of cables for charging a lead acid battery. Have an instruction manual and also a spark plug tube spanner for removing the spark plug. All three models have electric start. It's only a matter of rotating the key to start and the generator should start. In transit, the battery is disconnected from the wiring of the generator. So this is the first operation that needs to be done prior to using the generator. The cable is tied back like so when it is received, and it needs to be pulled outwards and the plastic cap pulled down. Remove the little nut and the bolt. This is a little bit fiddly. And slide the nut inside the terminal on the battery. Place the bolt through the terminal and place down inside the terminal and try and pick up the nut. And the nut cannot rotate, so it's only a matter of picking up the thread and then doing up the small little bolt. Now this needs to be done up firm, as there is a fair amount of current being pulled when this is being used. The positive is already connected. And just replace the plastic cover. So we've now connected the battery. The other important preparation is oil. The sump of the motor must have oil added to it. The type of oil is 4-stroke oil. A good quality SAE 30 type oil is what's recommended. Now this oil is placed in a small little cap. Remove the cap just behind the battery. Now it is very difficult to get to on some of the models, so we can turn the generator around and there is a second point here where we add oil. So it's just a matter of removing the cap like so and adding oil. Now how much oil? Add the oil until the oil is up onto the thread where you fill the oil. In other words, I'm screwing the cap back in. The oil should be up onto the cap. Even to the point where the oil flows out. If there is insufficient oil, the generator will not start. Or if it's right on the low level, the generator may start but only run for a short period of time. So make sure there's enough oil in the generator, right up onto the thread of the filler, or just allowing the oil to slightly flow out. Now, this is the 4-stroke motor in these generators, so all we need to do is to add unleaded fuel. There's no oil to be put in with the fuel at all. So we remove the cap and we add unleaded fuel into the top of the tank. So now we're fueled up, we've got the battery connected, and we've also got oil in the sump of the generator, or in the sump of the motor. The product is now ready to start. On the left-hand side of the generator is a choke lever. The choke to start needs to be in the choke position. When the generator starts to run, we slowly move it back to the run position. Small tap on the side of the generator here on the tank, we move that to the on position, that's vertical. Now, if we're going to run this generator, or start this generator, with the use of the pull cord, it's only a matter of turning on the key switch to the on position, move the choke to the choke position, we have the tap turned on, generator is now ready to start. Give it a few seconds. And slowly move the lever back to the run position, like so. Stop the generator, turn the key switch to off. Now if you're going to start the generator under key, move the choke to the choke position, turn the key to on, and then go all the way to start. Back. Move the choke lever to run. Stop the generator. Turn the switch to the off position. Now these generators are fitted with a number of features. First of all, we have two 240 volt outlets. The combination of two on this unit to the maximum rating is 2000 watts. There's also a overload switch here, which can be used as a switch should the rating be exceeded by the appliance. Then the trigger switch, overload switch, will be triggered. So if you haven't got power, always check to ensure that this switch here is in the top or on position. A few other features. This socket here, this is for charging a battery. 12 volt car battery. We also have a 12 volt appliance outlet. This has got a fully regulated DC supply and will run most appliances which plug into your cigarette lighter in the car, up to a rating of 55 watts. Under here we have a USB 5 volt power outlet, so it's good for charging iPods, some mobile phones, small battery chargers and games. This little cutout here is the DC cutout. If the rating of the DC is exceeded, then this cutout will trigger out. That also will occur if the polarity is reversed on a car battery when trying to charge it. Let's have a look at a few of those options. Always move it to the choke position. DC supply for operating lights, Engel fridge, small compressors, or most appliances which plug into the cigarette lighter of the car. Small battery charger. It's being charged on the 5-volt USB outlet. It could be a mobile phone, it could be an iPod, small games. Just loaded it up with around about 1800 watts of power, 240 volt. At the same time we're running our lights. Small battery charger on USB. As I said, this unit will take up to 2000 watts of power. G2300, 3200 watts, and the G6000, 5000 watts. Feature we have, of course, is battery charging. Connecting the positives of the cable to the positive battery. We're now charging the battery, have our light on, and also charging our small batteries on USB. Now the maximum combined output here is 55 watts. If that is exceeded, then the charge rate on the battery will decrease, or the supply to the light, or whatever it might be, will also decrease. One of the features here is that you could be running a fridge while you're camping, or any other appliance. But if you run a charged battery with the appliance as well, then at night you can then turn the generator off and the battery will continue to operate these appliances for as long as the battery stays charged. Now for a small, or one of the Engel type fridges, that will probably keep it going for most of the night. This generator is suitable for running most household appliances, power tools, pumps, but it is not suitable, or this range is not really suitable for running electronic appliances like TVs, computers, or caravans where inverters are now fitted inside the caravan. For those sort of appliances, you should be using an inverter generator. This generator is operated or controlled with an AVR, an automatic voltage regulator, and that will hold the output voltage to around the 240 volts. But it does not remove the high spikes which can be emitted from these type of generators. So for electronic devices, I suggest you look at the inverter range from 909, where those generators can run all appliances.